Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, but it was better than I would have done. Wait. Sir, we're being recorded. Okay.
sunshine of my life. You are the sunshine of Unity North, guys. Thank you. How are we all doing today? I love the energy. You know I do. We are so glad to have you today. We have an amazing service. We have Tommy Berry in the house. And if you know that name, you know her voice. And if you don't know that name, you're about to. We also have Amanda Adamson giving meditation today. She is a ministerial intern working with Reverend Richard. And so we will be graced with that piece today. It's going to be a fantastic service. So let's take that into a moment of prayer. Let's take a deep breath and exhale slowly. Really relishing in this moment of community, in this moment of unity, in this moment of change. And we know that change can bring up all sorts of feelings, but let's ground ourselves in the role that we play in change, that we can be change makers and peacemakers. And it looks different for every person, but each and every one of us have the power, have the ability, have the divinity to be a change maker. And let's rest with that peace and with that knowledge that the power to make change resides within each and every one of us. And together we say, Amen.
Thank you, Danielle. She has affirmed the truth, yes? Truth has been affirmed. All the good that we could ever desire exists in this room. It came in with you. It's to your left and your right. That means this is a powerful place for transformation. We have all the resources we need, yes? We're going to just go totally off the rails today, and we're going to go into the hymnal of Bob Dylan a little bit. The times are changing. Have you noticed this? Well, we're going to be the change agents that take it to the next level, yes? So up on your feet as the band kicks in the groove, and let's take a little Bob Dylan, and let's know that we're not going to sink beneath the surface of the water, but we're going to be the change agents that'll put our sails up to the wind and say, let's go for it. Are you ready to go for it? I don't know if I believe you yet. Put it in your voice as we sing together. Come gather round people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, and you'd better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone. Everybody, for the times they are a-changing. Now that's a nice warm-up. Come on, sing it one more time. Gather around people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you'd better start swimming or you'll sink like a stone, for the times they are a-changing. All right, I'm going to invite you to waltz over to your left or your right and tell somebody, I'm glad you're here. The times are a-changing. And times are a-changing both in the room and online as well. Thanks for being a part of the changing dynamic of us as change agents, as purveyors of word and thought, as changers of thought. Thanks for tuning in and being a part of the ongoing evolution of our planet as we join in heart, mind, soul, and in spirit, and in truth. Thanks again for being here. Now go greet that person you don't know. They're waiting to meet you. They came here to meet you today. Go say hi to somebody you don't know. Don't be shy. And let's come on back and sing it one more time. You get one more shot at it, and it's okay to sway. Come gather around people wherever you roam, and admit that the waters around you have grown, and accept it that soon you'll be drenched to the bone. If your time to you is worth saving, then you'd better start swimming times, they are a-changing. Come on, let me hear that line again. Yes, the times, they are a-changing. You got one more in you? Yes, the times, they are a-changing. You sound glorious. Give yourself a round of applause.
All right, and along with us on that ride of change are our prayer chaplains, and they're seeing the good, the peacemakers, the change makers in all of us. Today we have Wanda, George, and Nita. Thank you for your service. They are here for us in the space. They are seeing us and the presence that we bring online. Thank you for tuning in, and always remember they are available for prayer before and after service. So as always, we have a lot going on at Unity North, so this is a good time to take out your phones and take a picture of that slide. Also remember that information is on the app and it's on the website. So if you are new or new-ish, doesn't have to necessarily be your very first time, we have coffee and connections today after service in the front office. So after service, when you go through these doors, you will hang a left, and that's where our front office is. Reverend Richard will greet you with a smile and a cup of coffee. We also have our Unikids Day Camp that is coming up. So that is on July 18th. We have lots of volunteers that are already giving their services. But y'all, if you are a mom, a dad, a grandma, a grandpa, an aunt, and uncle, and you have a sweet little 5 to 10-year-old that you would like to have off your hands for a Saturday, July 18th is the day. It's only $25. We will entertain your kids, and you don't have to be there. There are scholarships available. So if they won't go because their next door neighbor won't go, we'll bring their next door neighbor and let them both have a good time together. App, website for more information. So if you're here for the very first time, yes, we treat all of our events with that respect and that joy, and our welcome team is coming forward because we hope to see you at more services and more events. They have a Let's Connect card in their hand, and you can fill that out with a pen in the seat pocket in front of you. You can scan the QR code. If you do fill it out by hand, there's a box behind you by the sign that says, "Got questions? Let's connect," and that's where you can place that card to get connected to this community. But right now, we want to share a little Unity North love. If you're here for the very first time, would you raise your hand nice and high in the air so we can recognize you? Awesome, awesome. Thought we had some new energy, new love in the house. Remember to keep your hands up until you get a card in your hands. Thank you for choosing Unity North. Keep your hand up. We'll get a card to you, we promise. And after service, we would love to see you downstairs in Holy Ground. So there's a specially marked table. Our welcome team is there to say hi. And you can sit and chat and ask some questions about this amazing community. Thanks for being here.
So quick question, how many of you have a vision for your life? You have a vision of where you're going. It's a point, we'll call that point Z today. Between point A, where you are right now, and point Z, is it always a straight line to get there? It is never a straight line. Sometimes it looks like a lot of detours, front, left, right, back. Well, we're going to follow our vision and do whatever it takes to get to point Z. Hold that vision close in your heart and in your mind as we move into meditation. Amanda is going to come up and do the meditation, but right now let's take this chant as kind of a theme, holding point Z in mind, holding the vision in your heart, and knowing that you're going to have to change. You're going to have to grow. You're going to have to stretch in order to achieve that goal, or you'll never make it. It's not a straight line, but it's breath after breath. Take a big breath with me. I follow my vision. I follow it through. Please join me. I follow my vision. I follow it through. I change, I grow, I make myself new, and I follow my vision. I follow it through. To the deeper part, I follow my vision, I follow it through. I follow my I follow it through. I change, I grow, I make myself new, and I follow my vision, I follow it through.
Join me now in a few minutes as we be still and know we are God expressing as change. Allow yourself to settle into your seats. Be fully present right now, right here. If you'd like, place your hand on your heart. So as we breathe, feel the life entering, feel yourself expanding. And then as we exhale, feel yourself softening and allowing. Let us breathe together with your shoulders softened, your jaw loosened. Expanding. Allowing. Let your whole self arrive in this moment. Today we are opening to change, not the kind that happens to us, but the kind that happens through us. The kind that begins as a whisper in the heart and becomes a new way of living, of being. Let's just take another deep breath and feel your body say yes to this moment of change. Yes. As you breathe, imagine a soft glow gathering in the center of your chest. This is the flame of your own becoming, the light of the Christ within you, the energy that knows how to guide you to and through every season of change with purpose and ease. With each breath, let that light grow a little brighter, a little stronger, a little more sure of itself. Now gently bring awareness to one place in your life where change is calling your name, not with pressure, not with fear, not with I should, just a quiet invitation that says, it's time. Let that new thought rest in your awareness without trying to figure it out. Just breathe with it. Say hello. Just let it be held in the center of your being. And now imagine that light expanding, filling your chest, your shoulders, your whole body, until you're resting inside of a field of calm, steady presence. This is the place where real change begins, not with big decisions, not in force, not in striving, but in willingness and receptivity. Let yourself rest in that opening, that awakening of change now. And as we prepare to go into the silence, just let love change and expand your consciousness. Now, imagine that same light gently moving through you, gently moving outward from you, touching the people next to you and the people you love and the people you struggle with and the people you have not yet met. See it moving into your home, this church, your community, illuminating the world. You are not waiting for change. You are becoming it. You are the open door through which new life enters. You are the prosperity. You are the light. You are the loving presence that brings peace. And you are the living expression of Christ in motion. Just let that truth settle into you. Claim it, own it, make it yours. And now as we prepare to return, let this truth vibrate through you. I am willing, I am ready. I am the change I seek, and I walk forward in and as the light of God, courageous, brilliant, unhurried, and unstoppable. So let's take one more deep breath as we say, yes. And feel the strength of your feet on the ground. And when you're ready, gently open your eyes, say thank you. And so it is right now and through all eternity.
Everything must change. Nothing stays the same. Everyone will change. No one stays the same. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold, 'cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of, except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Winter turns to spring. The wounded heart will heal, but never much too soon. Yes, everything will change. The young become the old, and mysteries do unfold. 'Cause that's the way of time. Nothing and no one goes unchanged. There are not many things in life you can be sure of. except rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. Rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, and hummingbirds do fly. I said rain comes from the clouds, sun lights up the sky, hummingbirds do fly. Oh, everything will change, no one stays the same. No, no, whoa, oh, oh, oh. I said rain and the sun, hummingbirds. One more time, rain, yes, sun, and music makes me cry.
Okay, we're done here. Tommy Berry, beautiful. Man, we have missed you, your soul, your spirit, and your voice. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And how about Mike Marinelli playing the sax, the Unity North Band? Amanda, I don't know where you went, but it was a beautiful meditation. We are surrounded with good, aren't we? How often do we stop and recognize that we are so incredibly blessed? Say that with me. I am so incredibly blessed. I'll take a hallelujah. I'll take an amen. You know, the only line in that whole song I had trouble with is the young become the old, because I get to sing that every morning I look in the mirror. Then I come to Unity North after looking at the mirror going, the young become the old. Guess what? I come here and the old become the young. And it's changing and it's shifting and it's moving. I want to dedicate this opening poem that I wrote probably 20 years ago. I read it to Susie, and I said, what do you think of this to do the talk this week? And she says, my gosh, that sounds like your father. And that made me think. I want to share about my father a little bit more from Father's Day last week, but I want this to be dedicated to my father and the journey that I have seen him go through. And you might find yourself in this scenario. Maybe at a time when you couldn't see the good, didn't feel the good, and the young just became the old, and the old became the older, and the older became existence. So, as I sit around watching the slow pace of my very timid and predictable life, I ease back in my lazy boy recliner, and I become soft in the comfort of my stagnation. Happy to remain a motionless and protected mass of security where nothing can shake my world or rattle my protective bubble. Here, without movement and little thought, I can control my world. Nothing goes out, nothing gets in, and nothing ever changes. I like it that way. Here, without expression and with very little excitement, I have built a solid mass of impenetrable wall that shields me from any and all reconstruction of my steady and stable life. A fortress that holds my life rigid, uncompromising, and secure. I have no need for reorganization, transformation, or alteration to my plan. Shift happens, but outside these walls, not within them. But wait a minute. What's that I see on the horizon? Is that a change I see? Is this a change that I'm feeling? How did it get in here? How did it get in here? I've worked for years to keep this fragile mass of a life unmovable and guarded from the ebb and flow that other human beings have to face. How can this be? There's no way this change could have gotten in here. For I have kept my eyes keen and poised to squash even the hint of a revolution. Man the battle stations! Fire at will! Defend at all costs! Oh no, I can't control it. This is totally overwhelming. This is going to happen whether I like it or not. Oh, it feels painful. It feels difficult. And it scares me down to the marrow of my bones. I don't like it. Make it go away. Make it go away. The pressure of its tentacles, it's strangling me. I feel like I'm going to die. I am dying. Alas, I am dead. Oh, wait a minute. I'm not dead. I'm still here. I wasn't vaporized. Wow, I think I'm going to be okay. In fact, I feel pretty good. Kind of different, like a remodel has happened and taken place in my very soul, in my mind and in my heart, and now in my life. What's really strange is I feel safe. Even though life has changed, I felt like some unforeseen force was holding me through it all. It took me a bunch of bumps and bruises, but I think that unseen force has brought me to a better place than I was just a minute ago. You know, suddenly this lazy boy recliner doesn't feel so comfortable anymore. I want to wiggle. I want to stretch. I want to dance. Okay, change is still scary, but I really don't think I need this citadel around me anymore. All this time I thought change was this big, hairy monster. And all it wanted to do was feast on my insecurities and tear at my insides. In fact, I think I may have been missing something the whole time by holding it at bay. Instead of fighting it, maybe I can just ease into it and I can allow it to transform me. Wow, where did that thought come from? God, is that you? Hey, that must mean that transformation has already started. Change? I think I can handle it. Bring it on. Make my day. Today, we name an ever-present, sometimes, many times uncomfortable, and always necessary truth. Change happens. Say that with me. Change happens. We say we want it. Absolutely. I want change. I want to grow. I want to evolve. I want to become. And then the universe says, here's your change. And we go, well, wait a minute. We tighten. We cling to yesterday's comfort. We clutch at the comfortable. And then we back up. And what happens? We increase the suffering in the world, our world, and in the world around us. Change, today I want you to hear this, is the raw material of the transformation you have asked for. Transformation doesn't happen without it. You put your hand out to the universe. I want to transform. I want to evolve. I want to become. I want to know the fullness and the moreness of my life, but I really don't want to change. But it's always happening, whether we like it or not. Alan Watts said this. Let's go ahead and read this quote together. We got it up there? There it is. Together. The only way to make sense out of change is to plunge into it, move with it, and join the dance. Oh, man, you're telling me to jump into the deep end of the pool. That's exactly what I'm doing. Plunge into it. And if my Father can do it, so can we. Last Father's Day, I've shared a little bit about my dad. Those who have not heard me talk about my dad, I'm glad he doesn't stream, because then I'm not held accountable to what I say about him. My father is one of those kind of curmudgeonly old men. The young became the old, and the older and the older. My father turns a penny over 400 times before he spends it. He's as wealthy as anybody in this room, and he does not spend those pennies. When we were there recently in California, Susie, for Mother's Day, said, Nelda, my mother, I want to take you to get a foot massage, a leg massage, and a pedicure. Well, my father, that costs too much money. You can't do that. So my mother has lived in the consequences of a father who will not spend a dime. And luckily, my wife turned to my father and said, you're not paying for it, Bill. You don't have to worry about it. So we took my mother to get a pedicure and a leg massage. And she loved it. She had a stroke. She has neuropathy. And she says, I feel I can feel my feet for the first time. Went about it, came home. She told my dad it was really wonderful. He said, it's too much money. Too much money. Didn't think about it. And then Father's Day, we called for the compulsory, hi, Dad, happy Father's Day. Usually starts with, hi, Dad, how are you? Happy Father's Day. Oh, thanks a lot. Here's your mother. And the phone goes to my mother immediately. And my dad stayed on the phone. Well, that's interesting. And there was a smile and a joy in his heart and his voice. It was like, who are you and what have you done with my father? And he said, it was the best Father's Day ever. And he talked about the meal that my sisters had prepared and my nieces had prepared, and he just felt like he was eating like a king, but he was giddy. And he said, I've got to confess something to you, son. I got to make a confession. And I thought, my dad's doing drugs. And he says, I took your mother for Father's Day to go get a pedicure. Oh, wait, it gets better. And this miser of a man, and he said, and he was like a little boy who had been caught with his hand in the cookie jar. And I got teary as I was laughing with him, and he says, and guess what? I got one for me too. Now that seems like a really tiny, insignificant little thing. My mother has never had a pedicure. If you knew my father, he said, I would bet there was not a snowball's chance in hell he would ever get a pedicure. And then he continued, and he said, I really liked it. And we're going again next week. Change can happen. When we don't let the circumstances of our lives define our lives, you plant seeds within your own heart, within your families, within your environment, and change can happen. Now, I'm never going to get a pedicure because I tell people, if you touch my feet, I'm not responsible for what happens. But my father, at 88 years old, is shifting and changing. And we often ask, can you teach old dogs new tricks? Well, guess what? We did it. And sometimes we come in here and we talk about the demographic of our congregation, and then we sing songs, the young become the old. And I say we need that other lyric, the old become the young. It is possible. You're not defined by your age. You're not defined by your experience. But change is happening. Look out. We've talked about these windows the last 3 weeks. Look at Mother Nature out there. Change is happening, and the trees are cooperating with it. They don't fight it. They don't resist it. They welcome it. And every season, it changes again and again and again. How many of a certain age? Your bodies change, yes? Yep. You look in the mirror, the young becomes the old. But it's the body and the vehicle, the gift of God that I have been given. And I will treat it with the respect and the love that is due. Our minds are changing. I hope you've at least changed your mind once in the last 20 years. Maybe once in the last 20 minutes. Heck, it's Unity North. Many of you have changed your mind in the last 20 seconds 4 times. Your minds are constantly changing. Relationships change. Some people are in your life for a season. They're there for a reason. It gets realized, and then they move on to new adventures as you move on to new adventures. And this is all happening around us, whether we are conscious of it, awake to it, cooperating with it or not. How we respond determines whether we suffer or we transform. Breathe that in. How you respond to changes, the unexpected surprises in your life, is determining whether you are suffering or you are transforming. It's not a matter of when change is going to show up. I know that my 90-year-old Joel Blackford, my hero over there, how many changes have you been through? Over and over and over again. It's not a matter of when it's going to show up. It's a matter of how you're going to respond when it shows up. Many of us just get on our knees and say, oh God, take it away. Oh God, please take it away. And God says, partner with it. Dance with it. Charles West once said this quote. Let's put the next one up there and let's read it together. We turn to God when our foundations are shaking, only to learn that it is God who is shaking them. So we fall on our knees, take it away, and God, the universe, says, I gave it to you because you weren't listening. You weren't paying attention, and it's not a 2x4. It's just, let me shake you by the shoulders. There's more of you to live. There's more of you to know. And what do we typically do? I don't want to know more of me. When I get to see my father and go, I get to see a part of my father I haven't seen since I was 5 years old, the clown, the playful man that slowly went young to old and then just was dead in the lazy boy recliner. And I got to see a glimpse that you're not stuck and defined by that. You can go back. You can go back and revisit your childhood. You must become like a child to enter the kingdom of heaven. We've heard it over and over and over again. I'm saying dance. I'm saying play. Leela, God's playground. That's why we're here, to play. And God is the one shaking us open, breaking us open, not breaking us down. Every meaningful transformation that's ever defined the face of the planet or my life or your life began with a change and the ability to give up control. Oh, we want it better, don't we? I want a better life. I want a more beautiful life. I want a more transformative life. I want more power. I want more profundity. But I don't want to recognize that it requires partnership from me to get it. We are a society that's give me the magic pill to make my health okay. Give me the magic prayer to make life full and rich. Give me the magic book to go ahead and be wealthy and prosperous. It doesn't work that way. Change is a co-creative process. Say that with me. Change is a co-creative process. Maya Angelou, another one of my heroes, says this. Can you read that? It's a little far away for me to read there. Can you see it there? The young become the old. Together. We delight in the beauty of the butterfly, but rarely admit the changes it has gone through to achieve that beauty. We want the prize at the end of the journey, but we're not willing to work for it. I love that quote. And I look around this room and I see incredible people who I think, man, they've got it all together. They've done so much with their life. They're shiny examples of what we talk about in this community. And I respect them, and I love them, and I admire them, not for the life that they are living, but because I know the story. I know the backstory of how they got there. I know what they had to go through, grow through, transform through in order to achieve that life, to attain that life, to be that butterfly. There was a lot of difficulty and pain, but they had the courage and the strength to tap into something greater than the human experience in order to be that butterfly. That gives me hope that at 64 years old, I can still be growing until I'm 88, 89, 90, and maybe I will have a pedicure, I don't know. It gives me hope that as I'm going through stuff and the universe is throwing change at me, that I have the same power within me that is in all the people that I respect and admire. Tangela Godwin, where are you? I know you're here. You have become one of my latest heroes. I know you've been going through it. And what I see is the beautiful expression of the butterfly shining and not giving up hope. And I just want to call it out today. We don't need details, but we need to know that you make a difference. Not because of the life you have, but because the life that you are living on the inside. To doing whatever it takes to transform and change at depth. That's my question for all of you. You know, let's not talk a good game and come on Sunday morning and feel good. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to change at depth? Yeah, that's usually the response. I'll get back to you next week on that. Let me think about it. Well, I'm willing to do a little bit. I'm willing to maybe dabble at it, to play. In here, we are about transformation, and that means inviting change. And I want to talk and speak to the part of you today that's willing to change at depth and no longer play small. And that is uncomfortable. Sometimes you make me uncomfortable, and sometimes I make you uncomfortable. Because we are not a place that's just dabbling in the truth. We are a place of encouragement to transform for the moreness, for the greatness, for the magnificence that's calling for expression through the changes to make you exactly who God would have you be, to dance with every iteration and chapter of your life. Are you willing to do that? I got one amen. Are you willing to do whatever it takes to change at depth, or do you prefer, let me put it this way, to just get into your lazy boy recliner and just kind of slide into home easily? You get to answer the question. I'm seeing a few hands go up. You know, I like water as a metaphor. For those that know me, I'm an earth-based. My spirituality is very earth-based and very Taoist. And water is my thing. I could live in the water. And what does water do? Water has elements. Water buoys you up. It lifts you up. Water, it flows. It's constantly in motion. Water is taking you to the ocean. It's finding its way to the deeper reality, the deeper expression and the deeper experience. Those who cooperate with water float and find their way home. Those who do not drown. And I say what's happening in the world, there's a lot of change. There's change in this church. There's change in the world, and those that are cooperating it will get home. And those who are fighting that current are going to drown. I say let water do what water does. Life is the same way. Let life do what life does. Let the trees do what the trees do. Let the movement of spirit do what the movement of spirit does, and that means movement, flow, and buoyancy towards transformation, to the deeper expression of you, the moreness of you. I have a question for you, and I want you to write these words down. So I don't usually make you do that, but I want you to write them down because I really want you to get serious about this question. Is your spirituality translational, transactional, or transformational? And what life is going to be, suffering or transformation, will be depending on the mindset and the consciousness by which you attend on Sunday mornings or any class or any workshop or read any book. Translational and transactional is all about giving the power away, but we're about claiming the power back in. Translational means I am happy when. I am happy when you show up the way I think you should. I am happy when life is absolutely showing the way. It's the recliner. I'm safe, I've built my walls, I'm good, I'm enlightened. Until change comes. Uh-oh, now I'm not happy anymore. Now I'm angry, now I'm afraid. Now the rock that I have built my religious belief system on no longer is solid anymore. This I can't control. And that control is absolutely the quick way to death. It is the quick way to the young becoming the old and the older and then the dead. You cannot control it. Change is going to happen. Then there's the transactional. Well, the guy at church told me that I should make peace with change. Okay, God, universe, here's my list of things I need in order to make the change. I'm going to go ahead and lean into the change that's being asked of me, but I have a list of demands. I need my universe to provide A, B, C, D for me to cooperate with change. Again, no control has been given up. It's clutching. It's clutching life. It's controlling life. How's that work for us? Anybody else been there? You know, the recliner, and the first thing I'm going to do when I go back to visit California, my dad has the same recliner that he had in 1948. And then he wonders why his back hurts. And he wonders why it's so hard to get out of that chair. I sat in it, and I said, this is a torture chamber. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to ask him to pay half of it. That $10,000, that spaceship-looking chair that massages every part of your body. And when he wants to get out of the chair, he hits a button that goes, whoop, here I am. I'm going to go do that. But the reality is, it's a citadel we have. I will only change if I make an investment. And God makes an investment in me. That's transactional. I'm not giving up any power and control. And so what happens is Susie goes home and says, I'm going to disrupt your control. She was the change agent. Or I'm going to go home and say, Dad, I'm getting you the chair. I'm going to be the change agent. And then he'll go, wow, I've been missing a lot of life. But I had to give up control. The arms of that recliner, you can see the marks of where his fingers have been clutching and holding on. Guess what? We have marks on our soul that look like that. We have marks on our spirituality that look like that. The clutching and the holding. I can't give up control. So I'm saying we need to move. We are moving to a more transformational spirituality. One that says the change is not about getting to a destination. It's not about an event in my life. It is a way of life. I'm dancing and I'm flowing like the water with the changes that are being thrown at me. Can we do that? I'm not too sure this crowd's ready to do that. You're willing to change at depth? To heal the marks of where you're clutching and holding on to life as it has been? In order to dance and to flow and to move with Spirit's leading. I have developed a comfort with change as my evolving journey itself, as the expression of love and God itself. In a transformational mindset, it is exactly what Jesus taught. And it's not a word that we speak a lot, being born again. Yes, he said it. Being born again. And there's a bunch of people that think the change is about, well, let me accept Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior, give him all the responsibility for the change, and now I'm done. My work is complete. I'm saved. That's not what Jesus was talking about. He was talking about a dance of every moment, of every thought, of every action, of every relationship being born anew. It's dancing with the change, which is an ever-present reality. Change is rebirth in action. Say that with me. Change is rebirth in action. I'm going to give you 5 quick steps, and since you've got your paper and pen out, I want you to write these down. These are just my 5 steps that I think are necessary in order to do the dance, in order to flow home, in order to get out of the recliner. They are grief, mystery, imagination, new beginning, and proactivity. And you just blanket all of that with responsibility. Responsibility. Number 1, grief. We need to be okay with letting go. Yes? It's okay. We need to feel the feels. I'm about to give something up. It's like you're in a trapeze bar, and you're getting out of trapeze. You have to let go of the bar that brought you to the middle before you can grab the other bar. You do that, you're going to be split in half. You have to let go, and I'm saying name it and be okay with it. Cry. Have a good cry. Just don't camp out there. It is important that you celebrate that ABC that defines you is no longer going to get you to XYZ. I have to let it go, and it hurts. I'm giving up something that has informed my life and defined my life for a long time. Go ahead and let it be. Have a good cry. Find somebody to cry with. Just don't camp out there. Then you get to the next step, the mystery. How many people in this room are okay with not knowing? You give me the answer I want. It is the hardest place to be because I've let go of the trapeze bar and the other one hasn't arrived yet, and there I am hanging. Holy crap, this is scary. And the tendency is, let me go back and just grab the comfortable. Let me just go back to what I was and to fit into the old box, as we said last week. It's okay to say, I don't know where this change is leading me. And I'm saying that means get quiet, get still, get comfortable with the silence, have a relationship with something in the mystery that is more profound than your fear, than your ego's need to control. Know that it is going to be good and it's going to be holy, but you don't have control over it. Do you trust love? Do you trust the universe? Do you trust that things are moving in the direction like a tree? I'm going to change. I'm going to release the leaves, but I'm okay with being naked and bare. That's where transformation really begins. The cocoon. Nothing's happening and I don't know. Get comfortable with I don't know. And then live into your imagination. So many of us, the brain, I've been told by many people, is wired to go, what's the worst thing that can happen here? We're living in survival. What's the very worst thing that could happen here? And then we contextualize the next move out of fear. We contextualize it out of something bad's going to happen. And then we crawl back to find the other bar. Where is it? I'm saying, what's the best thing that can happen? What is the ultimate amazing thing that can happen that I would not receive or get or know or experience if I crawl back into the fear? Take the lid off of life, take the lid off of God, take the lid off of your spirituality, and it is far greater than anything you can imagine. I look at where I was when I was in my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s. The young become the old. Oh, the young become wiser. The young become more comfortable with not knowing. The young become more attentive to, look where I was, look where I am, and this is how I got there, and you can do it too. The wisdom in this room and the stories of people who are living an amazing life, I take comfort in knowing what you went through. I'm blessed to get to know your story. And that gives me strength that I can be okay with. This could be amazing. This could be beyond anything I've ever thought of. An open soul allows and flows and invites possibility. Resistance blocks any good from coming to you. And then we say, well, see, we proved my case. It didn't happen. The change was bad. It was awful. It was terrible. Because that's where you started from. Your starting place is between your ears and in your heart. This could be amazing. Let your imagination expand the possibilities. And then number 4, the new beginning. How many people here are comfortable with being awkward? Oh, Larry, I know you are. You live out loud. But the reality is the human ego, that fearful part in the midst of change, we're not okay with looking like the fool. Yet I believe it is a spiritual principle to stand in front of a crowd and look like a fool, make a mistake, and be awkward. When you get new shoes, how many of you walk just elegantly when you have new shoes? Now, true confessions, I did a play once and I had to wear heels. I don't know if I would ever be comfortable with that change. But the reality is when you got new shoes, you're learning a new language, you have a new relationship. Some of the most awkward conversations are the first dates. You're sitting across, I don't know this person, I don't know what to say. I'm saying own the awkwardness. Can it be part of your spiritual path of transformation to own, I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm figuring it out. I'm learning a new language and I don't know how to speak it. You know, my friend Sonia, who is from Venezuela, and by the way, take a moment with me and hold the people of Venezuela in your heart right now and your prayer. That earthquake has hurt a lot of people. But we have a lot of Venezuelan people that attend our Spanish ministry. And Sonia, I say, teach me Spanish, teach me Portuguese, teach me all these beautiful languages that you speak. And then she says it, and I say it back what I think is just perfectly. And she goes, no, Papa, that's not even close. It's the same thing when I was working with a young girl who was a Jewish girl in a very Orthodox Jewish family, and she would teach me to say words in Hebrew, and she would laugh when I would try to do it. At that moment, I could have been embarrassed. I could have been, I'm not going to do this anymore. Thank God Sonia is like the gift of God, saying, let's laugh together. And that little girl laughed with me. Be awkward. Be the fool. Be the one willing to make the mistake and get back up. That's part of change, but we have to make peace with that and set the ego aside. I'm going to invite the band to come up. Set the ego aside to do that. Let yourself awkwardly dance. My father, again, I told you I was going to talk about him. Now, how he got here, my dad is very stiff. You know, when you hug him, it's like hugging a board. And at my niece's wedding, I got to see the father I knew when I was 10. He said, nobody's going to dance. My wife's not going to dance. My kids aren't going to dance. So he got a chair, and he got a chair, and he danced on the dance floor of the wedding with a chair. And everybody laughed. Oh, my God, he's a fool. He's a fool. And then the next thought was, I want to be a fool too. Look at how much fun he's having, and I'm sitting here in the chair, not on the dance floor. We complain about our cages being rattled. Get on the dance floor, only to realize that it is God that's rattling the cage. Get on the dance floor. You're going to have to shift. You're going to have to change. You're going to have to become more. But here's the reality. By playing the fool, you actually take the power back. Isn't that a great paradox? You have no power sitting being a victim, judging everybody else. Be awkward and be the fool. Get on the dance floor. You've now taken the power back. And the final step is let's get proactive. How many of you actually create change? You stir the pot. I know you, Bill Coons. He throws things into the mix just to kind of stir the pot just a little bit to watch what happens. I'm saying, you're in the dance, now take the lead. Don't let the universe lead. Don't let the circumstances of your life lead. You lead. I'm going to try something different now. And I may fall down. I invite each of you, before you leave, go home a different way. Intentionally go home a different way. I got totally lost the other day in the Milton area, and I saw the most beautiful scenery I never would have seen had I not gone a different way. I'm not going to wait to get lost to do that. I'm going to intentionally and proactively invite change. I'm going to leave you with a final quote and a little music, maestro. And let's put this beautiful picture up. There it is. Let's read it together. It may be hard for an egg to turn into a bird. It would be a jolly sight harder for it to learn to fly while remaining an egg. We are like eggs at present, and you cannot go on indefinitely being just an ordinary, decent egg. We must be hatched or go bad. What we do here is we hatch you. C.S. Lewis knew it, and it's not always comfortable. And it's like, man, the minister's getting a little fussy up there. Yes, because somebody got fussy with me and said, you're more than an egg. There's more to your life than sitting in the recliner. I've got my Father's genes in me. And for Father's Day, I've never had a manicure. I'm going to go get a manicure this week. And I'm going to sit with all those beautiful women and be embarrassed. Go, what am I doing here? And I'm going to channel my Father that the old become the young. And you're never too old to do something new. I'm saying, let's get hatched. That's your mantra for today. Say it with me. Let's get hatched. Let's flow. Let's flow. Let's change at depth. Let's be willing to change at depth. Let's go get a pedicure, the proverbial pedicure, whatever that is for you, go do it. Some of you have been sitting waiting for that change to happen for the last 50 years. Don't wait till you're 88 to do it. Get out. Get into the river. Get out of the recliner and hatch. It's not just a pretty theory. I don't want my Father's life to go to waste, and so take His word for it and go do something that lives into the fullness and the moreness and the magnificence of who you were created to be, and welcome the change. It's waiting for you at the door. Amen.
Thank you. Yes, let's be who we're created to be, and also allow Unity North to be the beautiful community and the amazing ministries that are here. Let's allow those to be as well. As we're moving into offering time, and again, allowing this place to be what it was intended to be. We know there are so many different ways that we can give and work to make that happen. We have baskets in the back, and you'll have ushers who meet you with a smile. You can scan the QR code on the chair that you're sitting in. You can go to the app, go to the website. There's so many different ways to give, and every single gift is appreciated. We want you to know that. So we are going to claim that love, that light, and that abundance by saying our offering blessing together. So please join me. We are so blessed. We are so prosperous. And it is our great pleasure to share our blessings and to share our prosperity. And in the giving, the entire world is blessed. Thank you, God. Thank you, yes. And right now we have Tommy and Jeannie that are joining us again with a beautiful song called Landslide. So let's open our hearts and put our hands together for Tommy and Jeannie and the Unity North Band.
And I know you all know this song, so I expect to see your lips moving as I go through it. Just channel your inner Stevie Nicks.
Took my love and I took it down. Climbed the mountain and I turned around, and I saw my reflection in the snow-covered hills.
then a landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror in the sky, what is love? And the child within my heart, rise above. Can I sail through the changing ocean tide? Can I handle the seasons of my life? Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older. I'm getting older too. Yeah. Well, I've been afraid of changing, 'cause I've built my life around you. But time makes you bolder, even children get older. I'm getting older too. Oh, I'm getting older too. Yeah, take my love and take it down. Climb a mountain and I turn around, and if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide brought me down. Said if you see my reflection in the snow-covered hills, well, the landslide brought me down. Said the landslide brought me down. Oh, the landslide will bring you down. Don't be afraid to change.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Thank you so much. We miss you. We need you back next month, yes? All right, there's going to be a landslide. Stay standing up on your feet, everybody. The landslide's going to happen. But I like the line, take my love. Don't take it down. Take it to town. Take the love. Take the power. Take the strength. Take the wisdom. Take it to town, and the old will become young again. Yes? Love will be new again. Everything old is new again. We're going to close as we did the meditation. Joining hands, join hearts and intentions. I follow my vision, a little different groove, a little more impassioned groove, and a commitment to grow, to stretch, to become, and not play small. I follow my vision. I follow it. Sing it, Unity. I change, I grow, I make myself new, and I follow my vision, I follow it. You got one more in ya? Sing it out, Unity. I follow my vision, I follow it through. Amazing life and butterfly we know you to be. Thanks for being here. We'll see you next Sunday.